All right, today is gonna be a fun day, I think. All right, so let me get my stream in order here. And we are going to be reading a statistics textbook. Um, oh, there's Winnie in the background. Wait, how do I over here? There's Winnie. And Winnie has never had a toy in this room before. So it was a big day when Winnie found out she could bring a toy in here. So that's Mr. Mouse over there sleeping on the futon with Winnie. Maybe we can wake her up a little bit later and see if she wants to say hello. But that's we got a busy day ahead of us. Today what I want to do, I want to read our statistics book. It's actually a book. I do not have a digital copy of this. We are reading a straight up book, but I think I have a way to see it on the screen. It's a little jank, but I think it'll work. And then after that, my wife does animal paintings. She paints pets by commission, and she's starting to get a little bit more business. So she's starting to get to the point where she can put a little money into the business, into what she's doing. And let me describe for you right now what her current studio setup is. In our guest bedroom, she has a folding plastic folding table that is, I think, 6 feet long and 2 feet deep, something like that. So a long, kind of narrow table. It's a good size for a desk. I don't know. It's like meant for outside, so I don't know what you're supposed to do with it outside. It's not really a ton of room for outside table, but anyway. And then, so you got the table, and then at the edge of the table, there is a large 42-inch television mounted to the wall, which serves as a computer monitor. And then she has a little like selfie light that clamps to the desk with a little bendy arm for light on what she's doing. And sometimes she will take her phone and do time lapse of her paintings to give to whoever commissions her as sort of a, hey, here's, actually how it was made, and you can watch it coming to life, that sort of thing. What I think we should be looking at, I would like to get her an actual table with a substantial top. That way we can clamp I want to be able to clamp some actual lights, maybe like the Elgato key lights, onto the desk, and that will provide a little bit better lighting, or a lot better lighting actually, and some sort of arm to mount a camera, be it a cell phone for now, or eventually maybe an actual camera if she has enough money to invest that much. That's what we would like to see, but we need a nice solid desk to mount that sort of thing too. So today we're looking for tables, maybe some sort of storage solution. We're gonna check out IKEA, I think, and we're gonna look IKEA for tables. I'm blanking on what I want to do. IKEA for tables. We want to shop for lights. Hopefully we don't have to spend $200 for Elgato key lights. Maybe we can find something similar for a little less money. And some sort of boom arm that would be what I think we're going to run into with a boom arm is we need it to be big enough to go up and over whatever she's painting. It just can't be a little dinky boom arm like what we have for microphones that are really short, comparatively speaking, because it would not go up and over what she's painting or come up, over, and around. So if she happens to be painting at like a this way kind of angle, painting like this, we want the camera to be coming from behind and then up, over, and kind of have this way. So it needs to be a pretty big boom arm is what I'm saying. Give me a second here. Also, I figured out how to have my I have a noise gate turned on my microphone, so now my music doesn't have to be in my earbuds for me to monitor the situation, because my music is coming through my desktop monitors. That way, I can still hear it, but it's quiet enough that my mic doesn't pick it up, and I'm not constricted by wires, which is neat. Sorry. So let's test out my new camera boom arm that I got. Check this puppy out. It's this button, I think. Yeah. All right. So I have a top-down view now. Now the only thing is I can't be like over the book reading it from over there. So I have to read from on screen while the book is over here. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to be heard because my microphone mounts to the other side of the desk. So I'm just kind of stuck with what I got here. Yeah. So we're going to start with page XVIII. XV. There we go. And if we have autofocus problems, then I can set it to not autofocus anymore. All right, a note to the student, why we wrote this book. With another new edition, now the 7th, we welcome you to what we hope will be in all ways a good learning experience. I, Bruce, who joins this project as Neil's co-author, am touched and honored that my old friend, colleague, and mentor chose me to carry on his work on this book and his other popular Sage publications. Neil passed away in 2017. I became a writer because he was. I care about my teaching because he did. I am dedicated to simplifying and explaining statistics and research methods because he was. Thank you, Neil, for everything. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to... This? Yeah. I'm going to turn off the autofocus right now and tweak it a little bit because it's already bothering me. Whoop. Yes. Oop, nope. Is that the winner or is that the winner? Let's go with that. Could I... What? Yeah. Now let's refocus. Oh, geez. Oh, bingo. That's gorgeous. All right. What many students of introductory statistics, be they new to the subject or just reviewing the material, have in common, at least at the beginning of their studies, is a relatively high level of anxiety, the origin of which is, more often than not, what they've heard from their fellow students. Often, a small part of what they have heard is true. Learning statistics takes an investment of time and effort, and there's the occasional monster for a teacher. But most of what they've heard, and where most of the anxiety comes from, that statistics is unbearably difficult and confusing, is just not true. Thousands of fear-struck students have succeeded where they thought they would fail. They did it by taking one thing at a time, pacing themselves, seeing illustrations of basic principles as they are applied to real-life settings, and even having some fun along the way. That's what Neil tried to do in writing the first 6 editions of Statistics for People Who Think They Hate Statistics, and I, Bruce, have done my very best to continue that tradition with this revision. After a great deal of trial and error, some successful and many unsuccessful attempts, and a ton of feedback from students and teachers at all levels of education, we attempt with this book to teach statistics in a way that we and many of our students think is unintimidating and informative. We have tried our absolute best to incorporate all that experience into this book. What you will learn from this book is the information you will need to understand what the field and study of basic statistics is all about. You'll learn about the fundamental ideas and the most commonly used techniques to organize and make sense of data. There's very little theory, but some, and there are few mathematical proofs or discussions of the rationale for certain mathematical routines. No, I don't think we can get rid of that glare unless I do that. Oh, you know what? What if I... Hold on a second. If I lift the back side of... There we go. That's a little better. Why isn't this theory stuff and more in Statistics for People Who Think They Hate Statistics? Simple. Right now, you don't need it. It's not that we don't think it's important. It's still a little glare, which is annoying. It's not that we don't think it's important. Rather, at this point in time in your studies, we want to offer you material at a level we think you can understand and learn, with some reasonable amount of effort, while at the same time not being scared off from taking additional courses in the future. We, including your professor, want you to succeed. So if you're looking for a detailed unraveling of the derivation of the analysis of variance F ratio, go find another good book from Sage. Bruce will be glad to refer you to one. But if you want to learn why and how statistics can work for you, you're in the right place. This book will help you understand the material you read in journal articles. That's what I need. Explain what the results of many statistical analyses mean, that's what I need, and teach you how to perform basic statistical tasks. That's what I need. And if you want to talk about any aspect of teaching or learning statistics, feel free to contact me. You can do this through Bruce's email at school. Good luck, and let him know how he can improve this book to even better meet the needs of the beginning statistics student. And if you want the data files that will help you succeed, go to the Sage website. Okay. A little note to the instructor. We'd like to share two things. First, we applaud your efforts at teaching basic statistics. Although this topic may be easier for some students, most find the material very challenging. Your patience and hard work are appreciated by all, and if there's anything we can do to help, please send Bruce a note. Second, Statistics for People Who Think They Hate Statistics is not meant to be a dumbed-down book similar to others you may have seen, nor is the title meant to convey anything other than the fact that many students new to the subject are very anxious about what's to come. This is not an academic or textbook version of a book for dummies or anything of the kind. We have made every effort to address students with the respect they deserve, not to patronize them, and to ensure that the material is approachable. How well we did in these regards is up to you, but we want to convey our very clear intent that this book contains the information needed in an introductory course, and even though our approach involves some humor, nothing about our intent is anything less than serious. Thank you. Okay. Now let's move on. Page 1 through 18. Here's page 1. Yippee! I'm in statistics. We got a little cartoon. Well, if it isn't a significant subset of our study group. There are statistics jokes. Okay. Not much to shout about, you say? You might say, let me take a minute to show you how some real-life scientists use this widely used set of tools we call statistics. Michelle Lample is a physician, the Samuel Candler Dobbs Professor of Anthropology, and the co-director of the Emory Georgia Tech Predictive Health Initiative. She was having coffee with a friend who commented on how quickly her young infant was growing. In fact, the new mother spoke as if her son was, quote, growing like a weed. Being a curious scientist, as all scientists should be, Dr. Lample thought she might actually examine how rapid this child's growth, and that of others, was during infancy. She proceeded to measure a group of children's growth on a daily basis and found, much to her surprise, that some infants grew as much as 1 inch overnight. That be right? 1 inch overnight? Some growth spurt. Want to know more? Why not read the original work? Oh, I like that. You can find more about this in Lample M. Nice. I like this book. I like this book a lot. And I think this this document cam sort of setup is working really well. It's just a Logitech webcam, but it's doing a really good job. I mean, the autofocus kind of sucked, but I do have it like maybe 6 inches away from the page. They're not made to focus that close at all. Sorry, can't ignore friends. All right. Why do some people eat meat and others don't? You want my opinion? The traditional explanation has been that meat eaters don't like the taste of meat. Christopher A. Monteiro at Cornell University wondered if this was so, or whether there was more to it than that. Might philosophical beliefs about animals play a role as well? Dr. Monteiro created a measure to assess the level of two different beliefs: whether it is okay to eat animals and whether it is okay to kill animals if you are going to eat them. He collected data and used statistics to find relationships among the questions on his measure to identify that there seem to be these different attitudes that work with things like meat tastes good. To explain the practice of meat eating. Interestingly, those who scored the highest on the okay to kill animal scale also tended to score the highest on measures of racism and sexism. I am excited to learn more about statistics. I think this is going to be like a freaking superpower. Sue Kemper is the Rogers Distinguished Professor of Psychology at the University of Kansas and has worked on the most interesting of projects. She and several other researchers studied a group of nuns and examined how their early experiences, activities, personality characteristics, and other information related to their health during their late adult years. Most notably, this diverse group of scientists, including psychologists, linguists, neurologists, and others, wanted to know how well all this information predicts the occurrence of Alzheimer's disease. Kemper and her colleagues found that the complexity of the nuns' writing during their early 20s was related to the nuns' risk for Alzheimer's in 50, 60, and 70 years later? I do want to know more about these studies. This is cool stuff. All right. Do you suffer from migraine headaches? Millions do. Doctors have long been concerned about the risks associated with migraines because there are often serious diseases associated with them. Dr. Tobias Kurth, a German researcher working with Harvard, analyzed data from thousands of women who have migraine headaches and had information about their health across decades. After analyzing the women on a bunch of variables, he discovered that women with migraines were 50% more likely to have heart disease than those who did not have migraine headaches, and they are 62% more likely to have a stroke. The suggestion by Dr. Kurth and his co-authors is that women who suffer from migraines get more frequent checkups and include an evaluation for these other risks. I'm going to turn down my music just in case you can hear it while I'm talking. I don't want to have music echoing. That's pretty quiet. And that's loud enough for me to hear if there's any sort of issue with it. All right. Just going right along. All these researchers had a specific question they found interesting and used their intuition, curiosity, and excellent training to answer it. As part of their investigations, they used this set of tools we call statistics to make sense out of all the information they collected. Without these tools, all this information would have been a collection of unrelated outcomes. The outcomes would be nothing that Lample could have used to reach a conclusion about children's growth, or Kemper could have used to better understand aging and cognition, and perhaps Alzheimer's disease. Statistics, the science. I just tried to scroll down with my mouse. I just went like this and nothing happened. Oh, it's going to take some getting used to. Statistics, the science of analyzing and organizing information to make it more easily understood, made these tasks doable. The reason that any of the results from such studies are useful is that we can use statistics to make sense out of them. And that's exactly the goal of this book, to provide you with an understanding of these basic tools and how researchers use them, and, of course, how to use them yourself. You know what? I've been streaming long enough now to just let this particular cat out of the bag. Sometimes I burp. I'm not going to mute my mic every time, so if you're not into that, sorry. I had a different stream where people are more polite, but I burp. It's a bodily function. It's normal. You're not here to smell it, so you shouldn't be all that upset about it. Sometimes they're impressive. At least I think so. All right. In this first part of Statistics for People Who Think They Hate Statistics, you will be introduced to what the study of statistics is about and why it's well worth your effort to master the basics, the important terminology, and ideas that are central to the field. This gives you a solid preparation for the rest of the book. I like this book. Statistics or Sadistics? It's up to you. Is there a difficulty scale on every chapter? Because that's pretty freaking awesome. This is really easy. All right. What you'll learn in this chapter: what statistics is all about, why you should take statistics. I'm guessing if you're reading this book, you're already taking statistics. And how to succeed in this course. See? They're assuming you already have it. All right. Anyway. Why statistics? You've heard it all before, right? Statistics is difficult. I'm not a math person. I don't know how to use statistics software. What do I need this stuff for? What do I do next? And the famous cry of the introductory statistics student, I don't get it. Well, relax. This is the best textbook ever. Students who study introductory statistics find themselves, at one time or another, thinking at least one of the above. It was beside. One of the above, and quite possibly sharing the thought with another student, their spouse, a colleague, or a friend. And all kidding aside, some statistics courses can easily be described as sadistics. I'm going to get tired of saying statistics here very soon. That's because the books are repetitiously boring. The examples don't seem to apply to real life, and too much math is thrown at you too quickly. That's not the case for you. The fact that you or your instructor has selected statistics for people who hate statistics, who think they hate statistics, shows that you're ready to take the right approach, one that is unintimidating, informative, and applied, and even a little fun. So far, so good. And that tries to teach you what you need to know about using statistics as the valuable tool that it is. If you're using this book in a class, it also means that your instructor is clearly on your side. He or she knows that statistics can be intimidating, but has taken steps to see that that it is not intimidating for you. As a matter of fact, we'll bet there's a good chance, as hard as it may be to believe, that you'll be enjoying this class in just a few short weeks. And why SPSS? I don't know what SPSS is. Throughout this book, you'll be shown how to use SPSS, a statistical analysis tool, for the analysis of data. No worries, you'll also be shown how to do the same analysis by hand to assure you of an understanding of both. Oh. I'm really proud of this camera rig that I got here. And when I'm not using it for an overhead shot, I can have it be like a second camera angle up there. So you can kind of see a this way kind of shot. Oh, maybe it'll be the Winnie cam, so you can see Winnie laying on her futon. That's what it's gonna be. It'll be the Winnie cam. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Oh, there, you can see Winnie. Let's get a picture. And then Whoop. That's Winnie. That's a little overexposed. Oh wait, let me try that. Whoops. What if I do this? That actually works really well. There's Winnie. Winnie's doing a face hide. What a cute kitty. Alright, anyway. This is a really, yeah, we'll set it up after we're done reading our stats textbook for the day. We will, we'll set it up as the Winnie angle cam so we can see what she's doing back there. Yeah. Why SPSS? Simple. It's one of the most popular, most powerful analytic tools available today, and it can be exceedingly important and valuable tool for learning how to use basic and some advanced statistics. In fact, many stats courses taught at the introductory level use SPSS as their primary computational tool, and you can look to Appendix A for a refresher on some basic SPSS tasks. I don't need a refresher. I need to know what those tasks are. Also, the way that technology is advancing, few opportunities to use statistics in research, administration, and everyday work will not require some knowledge of how and when to use tools such as SPSS. Are you going to tell me what SPSS stands for? That's why we're including it in this book. We'll show you how to use it and make sure your statistics learning experience a better one. All right. A 5-minute history of statistics. I bet it takes me longer to read this than 5 minutes, but let's see. Before you read any further, it would be useful to have some historical perspective about this topic called statistics. After all, almost every undergraduate in the social, behavioral, and biological sciences, and every graduate student in education, nursing, psychology, social welfare, and social services, anthropology, and you get the picture, are required to take this course. Wouldn't it be nice to have some idea from whence the topic it covers came? Of course it would. I just love the voice that this is written with. way back, as soon as humans realized that counting was a good idea, as in, how many of these do I need for trade for one of those? And there are some more of them than there are of us. And yes, little one, you may keep one pet saber-toothed tiger, but not more than one. Collecting information became a useful skill. If counting counted, then one could define the seasons by how often the sun rose and set, how much food was needed to last the winter, and what amount of resources belonged to whom. That was just the beginning. Once numbers became part of language, it seemed like the next step was to watch attach these numbers to outcomes. That started in earnest during the 17th century, when the first set of data pertaining to populations was collected. This was when the use of descriptive statistics began, which we will talk about later. From that point on, scientists, mostly mathematicians at first, but later physical and biological scientists, needed to develop specific tools to answer specific questions. For example, Francis Galton, a half-cousin of Charles Darwin, by the way, who lived from 1822 to 1911, was very interested in the nature of human intelligence. He also speculated that hair loss was due to the intense energy that went into thinking. I mean, makes sense. It's probably not. Oh. To explore one of his primary questions regarding the similarity of intelligence among family members, he used a specific statistical tool called the correlation coefficient, first developed by mathematicians, and then he popularized its use in the behavioral and social sciences. You'll learn all about this tool in Chapter 5. In fact, most of the basic statistical procedures that you will learn about were first developed and used in the fields of agriculture, astronomy, and even politics. Their application to human behavior came much later. People who loved statistics. Inferential statistics, the use of sample observations or data that we can see to make guesses about the likely characteristics of populations that we cannot see, probably started with Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician and religious philosopher. He developed the mathematical formulas that can predict important things like the probability of dice rolls and the likelihood of flipping a coin 3 times and having it come up heads each time. He proved that if the coin almost always comes up heads, someone is cheating. The application of these statistical inventions was of immediate practical use to gamblers, and this might be the first time in history that statistics was seen as having practical applications, because one could make money by understanding them. You may notice that Pascal did not live very long. He suffered from various illnesses during the later years of his life, and his cause of death isn't even known for sure, although after his death he was found to have had stomach cancer and some brain damage. As a deeply religious man, Pascal believed that suffering was necessary for good life. Thus, he probably would have enjoyed being a stats professor. The past 100 years has seen great strides in the invention of new ways to use old ideas. The simplest test for examining the difference between the averages of two groups was first advanced during the early 20th century. Techniques that build on this idea were offered decades later and have been greatly refined. And the introduction of personal computers and such programs as Excel has opened up the use of sophisticated techniques to anyone who wants to explore these fascinating topics. The introduction of these personal computers has been both good and bad. It's good because most statistical analyses no longer require access to a huge and expensive mainframe computer. Instead, Instead, a simple personal computer costing less than $250 or a cloud account can do 95% of what 95% of the people need. On the other hand, less than adequately educated students, such as your fellow students who choose not to take this course, will take any old data that they have and think that by running them through some sophisticated analysis, they will have reliable, trustworthy, and meaningful outcomes. Not true. What your professor would say is garbage in, garbage out. If you don't start with data you can trust, what you'll have after your data are reanalyzed are results you cannot trust. Oh, still can't scroll. Oh. I think I need... Okay. Oh my gosh. Today, statisticians in all different areas, from criminal justice to geophysics to psychology, to determining whether the hot hand really existed in the NBA, no kidding, see the Wall Street Journal article, find themselves using basically the same techniques to answer different questions. There are, of course, important differences in how data are collected, but for the most part, the analyses, the plural of analysis, that are done following the collection of data, the plural of datum, which means one piece of information, I knew data was plural, but I thought it was like plural like the way deer or moose are plural. Like one is a deer, two, three or more than one is deer, are deer. I thought data was like that, but no, data is plural. Exclusively, wow. Back to the stream right there, guys. Plural of datum. If you have one piece of information, datum. Datum. Who is emailing me? Kind of watching my work email. Yeah, so that's why I'm gonna check emails when they come in. Anyway, the analyses that are done following the collection of data tend to be very similar, even if called something different. The moral here, this class will provide you with the tools to understand how statistics are used in almost any discipline. Pretty neat. And all for just the cost of a few credit hours. Just. If you want to learn more about the history of statistics and see a historical timeline, great places to start are St. Anselm's College and the University of California, Los Angeles. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Yeah, it was more than that. And you know as much as you need to know for how the history of about statistics, history thereof. You'll get some more history here and there as we learn about different procedures. Let's move on to what statistics is and isn't. Statistics for People Who Think They Hate Statistics is a book about basic statistics. I can't say statistics that much, oh my gosh. And how to apply them to a variety of different situations, including the analysis and understanding of information, especially when that information is expressed as numbers and quantities. In the most general sense, statistics describes a set of tools and techniques that are used for describing, organizing, and interpreting information or data. Those data might be scores on a test taken by students participating in a special math curriculum, the speed with which problems are solved, the number of side effects when patients use one type of drug rather than another, the number of errors in each inning of a World Series game, or the average price of a dinner in an upscale restaurant in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Not cheap. In all these examples, and the million more we could think of, data are collected, organized, summarized, and then interpreted. In this book, you'll learn about collecting, organizing, and summarizing data as part of descriptive statistics. And you will learn about interpreting data when you learn about the usefulness of inferential statistics. Just tried to scroll again. Descriptive statistics are used to analyze and describe the characteristics of a collection of data. The collection is sometimes called a data set or just data. Scientists would say that descriptive statistics describe a sample, a collection of data that you have in front of you. For example, the following list shows you the name of 22 college students, their major areas of study, and their ages. If you needed to describe what the most popular college major is, you could use a descriptive statistic that summarizes their most frequent choice, called the mode. In this case, the most common major is psychology. And if you wanted to know the average age, you could easily compute another descriptive statistic that identifies this variable. That one is called the mean. Both of these simple descriptive statistics are used to describe data. They do a fine job of allowing us to represent the characteristics of a large collection of data, such as the 22 cases in our example. Anytime there is more than just a few people or things you want to describe, statistics make that easier, much easier. That's why descriptive statistics are so popular in the social and natural sciences. So watch how I need this on screen too. So watch how simple this is. To find the most frequently selected major, just find the one that occurs most often. And to find the average age, just add up all the age values and divide by 22. You're right, the most often occurring major is psychology, and the average age is 20.3, actually 20.27. Look, Ma, no hands, you're a statistician. Alright. What are inferential statistics? Inferential statistics are often, but not always, the next step after you have collected and summarized data. Inferential statistics are used to make inferences based on a smaller group of data, such as our group of 22 students, about a possibly larger one, such as all the undergraduate students in the College of Arts and Sciences. A smaller group of data is often called a sample, which is a portion or a subset of a population. For example, all the 5th graders in Newark, Neil's fair city of origin, New Jersey, would be a population. The population is all the occurrences with certain characteristics, in this case, being in 5th grade and attending school in Newark. Whereas a selection of 150 of these students would be a sample. If we think this sample represents the population well, we can make guesses about the population. Let's look at another example. Your marketing agency asks you, a newly hired researcher, to determine which of several names is most appealing for a brand of potato chip. You have my attention. Will it be Chipsters, Fun Chips, Crunchies? As a statistics pro, we know we're moving a bit ahead of ourselves, but keep the faith. You need to find a small group of potato chip eaters who are representative of all potato chip fans and ask these people to tell you which one of the 3 names they like the most. Then, if you do things right, you can easily extrapolate the findings to the huge group of potato chip eaters. Or let's say you're interested in the best treatment for a particular type of disease. Perhaps you'll try a new drug as one alternative, a placebo, a substance that is known not to have any effect, as another alternative, or nothing as the third alternative to see what happens. Well, You find out that more patients get better when no action is taken, and nature, and we assume that's the only factor or set of factors that differentiate the groups, just takes its course. The drug does not have any effect. Then, with that information, you can extrapolate to the larger group of patients who suffer from the disease given the results of your experiment. Inferring from a sample to a population makes a lot of sense, especially when you are sure the sample represents the population. That's why, as you'll see later, scientists spend a lot of effort getting a representative sample. In other words, statistics is a tool that helps us understand the world around us. It does so by organizing information we've collected and then letting us make certain statements about how characteristics of those data are applied to new settings. Descriptive and inferential statistics work hand in hand, and which statistic you use and when depends on the question you want answered and how you happen to measure your variables. How you happen to measure your variables. And today, a knowledge of statistics is more important than ever because it provides us with the tools to make decisions that are based on empirical evidence and not our own biases or beliefs. Want to know whether an early intervention programs work? Then test whether they work and provide that evidence to the court that will make a ruling on the viability of a new school bond issue that could pay for those programs. All right. I am going to take a few minutes. I will be right back. Please don't go away. We'll continue this tongue-in-cheek stats book in just a minute. All right. I am back. Moving right along. What am I doing in a statistics class? I think we're going to get a visit from Winnie. What happened, baby? Can you say hello, Winnie? No, thank you. Hey. Always find the thing. Are you a good kid? Yeah, let's just get a bigger view so we can see all of Winnie. Come here, baby. Come on, kitty. Or stretch. Head. Rubbing her face on everything. Smells like Winnie. Yeah, we gotta do a rub on everything so it smells better, huh? Rub, rub. Even me, do I not smell good enough? Do this. Purr, purr. Wee Winnie. Hello. Hi. Purr, purr. What a sweet baby girl. What a sweet Winnie. Can I go back to doing my work? Can I go back to doing work, Winnie? What do you think? I don't know how I'm gonna do work with you here, though. Oh, you're such a happy girl. up. All right, let's try. Let's try to get back to work. Let's see if she will let us. You're not gonna let us, are you, Winnie? All right, let's try to get back to work. We want this one. You might find yourself using this book for many reasons. You might be enrolled in an introductory statistics class, or you might be reviewing for your comprehensive exams. Or you might even be reading this on summer vacation. Horrors! In preparation for a more advanced class. In any case, you are a statistics student, whether you have to take a final exam at the end of a formal course, or if you're just in it for your own accord. But there are plenty. No, stay here, Winnie. Winnie is going back to bed. Oh, there's my toy. Did you find Mr. Mouse, Winnie? Winnie? Alright, now we're doing a clean. I think she's down for the count. Alright. We'll get comfy again. And back to work. Plenty of good reasons for studying this material. Some fun, some serious, and some both. Here's the list of some of the things that our students hear at the beginning of our introductory statistics course. Statistics 101 or Statistics 1 or whatever it's called at your school looks great listed on your transcript. Kidding aside, this may be a required course for you to complete your major, but even if it's not, having these skills is definitely a big plus when it comes time to apply for a job or for further schooling. And with more advanced courses, your resume will be even more impressive. This is not a required course. Taking basic stats sets you apart from those who do not. It shows that you are willing to undertake a course that is above average with regard to difficulty and commitment. And as the political and economic and sports worlds become more accountable, more emphasis is being placed on analytic skills. Who knows, this course may be your ticket to a job. I have a job. Basic stats is an intellectual challenge of a kind that you might not be used to. There's a good deal of thinking that's required, a bit of math, and some integration of ideas and application. The bottom line is that all this activity adds up to what can be an invigorating intellectual experience because you learn about a whole new area or discipline. There's no question that having some background in stats makes you a better student in the social and behavioral sciences, because you will have a better understanding not only of what you read in journals, but also of what your professors and colleagues may be discussing and doing in and out of class. You'll be amazed the first time you say to yourself, wow, I actually understand what they're talking about. And it will happen over and over again because you will have the basic tools necessary to understand exactly how scientists reach the conclusions they do. If you plan to pursue a graduate degree in education, anthropology, economics, nursing, sociology, and any one of the many other social, behavioral, and biological pursuits, this course will give you the foundation you need to move further. This house is so crooked. Anytime I'm not anchored to my desk with my arms or anchored to the ground with my feet, like I have my legs crossed on my chair right now. If I take my hands off of my desk, every time, because this house is old and not level. One of these days, we will move to a different house, and my goal is not only a bigger house, but a level house. What we're shooting for, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. There are many different ways of thinking about and approaching different types of problems. The set of tools you learn about in this book and this course will help you look at interesting problems from a new perspective. And while the possibilities may not be apparent now, this new way of thinking can be brought to new situations. Finally, you can brag that you completed a course that everyone thinks is the equivalent of building and running a nuclear reactor. "10 ways to use this book and learn statistics at the same time." Yep, just what the world needs, another stats book. But this one is different. It is directed at the student. It is not condescending, is informative, and is as basic as possible in its presentation. It makes no presumptions about what you should know before you start and proceeds in slow, small steps, which lets you pace yourself. However, there's always been a general aura surrounding the study of statistics that it's a difficult subject to master, and we won't say otherwise because parts of it are challenging. On the other hand, millions and millions of students have mastered this topic, and you can too. Here are 10 hints to close this introductory chapter before we move on to our first topic. You are not dumb. I know. That's true. If you were, you wouldn't have gotten this far in school. So treat statistics as you would any other new course. Attend the lectures, study the material, do the exercises in the book and from class, and you'll do fine. Rocket scientists know statistics, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist to succeed in statistics. How do you know statistics is hard? Is stats difficult? Yes and no. If you listen to friends who have taken the course and didn't do well, they'll surely volunteer to tell you how hard it was and how much of a disaster it made of their entire semester, if not their lives. And let's not forget, we always tend to hear from complainers. So we'd suggest that you start this course with the attitude that you'll wait and see how it is and judge the experience for yourself. Better yet, talk to several people who have had the class to get a good idea of what they think. Don't base your expectations on just one Spoil Sports experience. Get a bigger sample. Don't skip lessons. Work through the chapters in sequence. Stats for People Who Think They Hate Stats is written so that each chapter provides a foundation for the next one in the book. When you are all done with this course, you will, I hope, continue to use this book as a reference. So if you need a particular value from a table, you might consult Appendix B. Or if you need to remember how to compute the standard deviation, you might turn to Chapter 3. But for now, read each chapter in the sequence that it appears. It's okay to skip around and see what's offered down the road. Just don't study later chapters before you master earlier ones. Form a study group. This is a big hint and one of the most basic ways to ensure some success in this course. Early in the semester, arrange to study with friends or classmates. If you don't have any friends, who are in the same class as you, then make some new ones or offer to study with someone who looks as happy to be there as you are. Studying with others allows you to help them if you know the material better, or to benefit from those who know the material better than you. Set a specific time each week to get together for an hour to go over the exercises at the end of the chapter, or ask questions of one another. Take as much time as you need. Studying with others is an invaluable way to help you understand and master the material in this course. Ask your teacher questions and then ask a friend. If you do not understand what you are being taught in class, ask your professor to clarify it. Have no doubt, if you don't understand the material, then you can be sure that others do not as well. More often than not, the instructors welcome questions, and especially because you've read the material before class, your questions should be well informed and help everyone in class to better understand the material. Do the exercises at the end of the chapter. Is this not the second time they said that? The exercises are based on the material and the examples in the chapter they follow. They are there to help you apply the concepts that were taught in the chapter and build your confidence at the same time. If you can answer these end-of-chapter exercises, then you are well on your way to mastering the content of the chapter. Correct answers to each exercise are provided in Appendix D. Practice, practice, practice. Yes, it's a very old joke. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Well, it's no different with basic stats. You have to use what you learn and use it frequently to master the different ideas and techniques. This means doing the exercises at the end of chapters 1 through 17 and chapter 19, as well as taking advantage of any other opportunities you have to understand what you have learned. Look for applications to make it more real. In your other classes, you probably have occasion to read journal articles, talk about results of research, and generally discuss the importance of the scientific method in your own area of study. These are all opportunities to see how your study of statistics can help you better understand the topics under class discussion, as well as the area of beginning stats. The more you apply these new ideas, the fuller your understanding will be. Browse. Read over the assigned chapters first, then go back and read it with more intention. Take a nice leisurely tour of stats for people who think they hate stats to see what's contained in the various chapters. Don't rush yourself. It's always good to know what topics lie ahead, as well as to familiarize yourself with the content that will be covered in your current stats class. And have fun. This might seem like a strange thing to say, but it boils down to you mastering this topic rather than letting the course and its demands master you. Set up a study schedule and follow it. Ask questions in class and consider this intellectual exercise to be one of growth. Mastering new material is always exciting and satisfying. It's part of the human spirit. You can experience the same satisfaction here. Just keep your eye on the ball and make the necessary commitment to stay current with the assignments and work hard. Throughout the book, there are short biographies of people who loved statistics. All the statistical tricks and procedures we will discover in this book were invented by real people. As opposed to what, Mario and Luigi? And it's good to analyze that they were just like you and me. Well, a little like you and me. Throughout this book, you'll find a small steps icon. Like this one. This indicates that there is a set of steps is coming up that will direct you through a particular process. Sometimes you will use SPSS to do these steps. These steps have been tested and approved by whatever federal agency approves these things. Oh, gosh. Real world stats. I want to see. Can I... Nope, that's as in focus as it gets. Okay. Real-world stats will appear at the end of every chapter as appropriate, and it is hoped will provide you with a demonstration of how a particular method, test, idea, or some aspect of stats is used in the everyday workplace of scientists, physicians, policymakers, government folks, and others. In this first short exploration, we will look at a very short paper where the author recalls and shares the argument that the National Academy of Sciences, first chartered in 1863, by the way, quote, shall, whenever called upon by any department of the government, investigate, examine, experiment, and report upon any subject of science or art. Art. This charter, some 50 years later in 1916, led to the formation of the National Research Council, another federal body that helped provide information that policymakers need to make informed decisions. And often this information takes the form of quantitative data, also referred to as statistics, that assist people in evaluating alternative approaches to problems that have a wide-ranging impact on the public. This article, as does your book in the class you are taking, points out how important it is to think clearly and use data to support your arguments. Can't scroll. Appendix A contains an introduction to SPSS. Working through this appendix is all you really need to do to be ready to use SPSS. If you have an earlier version of SPSS or the Mac version, you will still find this material to be very helpful. In fact, the latest Windows and Mac version of SPSS are almost identical in appearance and functionality. Appendix B contains important tables you will learn about and need throughout the book. And working through the exercises in this book, you will use the data sets in Appendix C. In the exercises, you will find references to data sets with names like Chapter 2 Dataset 1, and each of these sets is shown in Appendix C. You can either enter the data manually or download them from the publisher's site. Sweet. Appendix D contains answers to end-of-chapter questions. E contains a primer on math for those who could use a refresher. F describes some statistical software other than SPSS that you might find useful. G contains statistics websites that are fun to play around in. H contains the most helpful hints for gathering your own data. And I offers the long-sought-after brownie recipe. Shut up. Does it actually? Appendix D, H, the reward. In all seriousness, you have probably worked hard on this material, whether for a course, as a review, or just for your own edification, and because all of your effort, you deserve a reward. Here it is. This recipe is based on several different recipes and some tweaking, and it's all your authors, and he is happy to share with you. There, the secret is out. Right out of the pan, not even cooled. These brownies are terrific with ice cream. Once they've aged a bit, they get very nice and chewy and great from the fridge. If you freeze them, note that it takes more calories to defrost them. What, Winnie? Defrost them in your mouth and are contained in the brownies themselves, so there's a net loss. We have not verified this claim with scientists. Eat as many frozen as you would like. Wait, what? They want you to put mayonnaise in it? 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I know. I know about the mayonnaise thing. If you think it sounds weird, then don't put it in. These brownies are not delicious for nothing, though. Winnie. All right. Hello, baby. Winnie is back. Hey. Come here. Okay. No, please, make yourself comfy. Make yourself comfy. Who's a good girl? Winnie. Oh, there she is. And we have a kitty pop. Bum down. Put your bum down. There we go. There we go. Are you a happy girl? Cat, you're gonna fall. Alright, so an upgrade I need to make in my office is like a desk chair the size of a freaking lazy boy, so that I can sit in it without Winnie falling off. I can keep her on my lap, but it's like effort. Constant effort. Winnie, you know I'm trying to work, right? Hey. Take a look at the key to difficulty icons. To help you along a bit, we placed a difficulty index at the beginning of each chapter. This adds some fun to the start of each chapter, but it's also a useful tip to let you know what's coming, and how difficult chapters are in relation to one another. Because the index uses smiley faces, the more smiley faces, the merrier. So, very hard is still one smiley face. Winnie, what do you want? You can't. But she isn't. Just right there. Just like that. Okay. I'm keeping my hands off. Hands off, and I'm gonna let Winnie figure out how to play. gonna end up getting all scratched up. So, we're going to add a chair to my wife's shopping list later. She's going to buy me a chair that I can fit in with Winnie. And she can have this chair, which is better than the chair that she has. Oh, baby Winnie. Okay. So my hand is holding her. My legs are more together than I would like. But Winnie is happy. Are you happy, Winnie? And I go back to work. That's it couldn't have been. Wait. Where did my see something for a minute. I'm gonna do a fake thing with my stream elements. Because I want to see where the, let's see. This one. I want to see where the alerts pop up and what it looks like when an alert pops up, because I've never seen that in stream. Emulate follower. Okay, so it pops up there, and then down at the bottom we have last follower. Okay. No, don't eat my microphone, Winnie. She's about to fly. I want to see if we can see it. I think she's gonna jump from the desk. Yep, over to the futon. It was just out of frame. That's the kind of thing when we set up the Winnie cam, we'll be able to see. To the streaming setup. What? I have 9 followers. Is that right? Where did that come from? got excited there for a second. That would have been a really big deal. All right. Summary. That couldn't have been that bad, right? We want to encourage you to continue reading and not worry about what's difficult or time-consuming or too complex for you to understand and apply. Just take one chapter at a time as you did this one. Time to practice. Because there's no substitute for the real thing, chapters 1 through 17 and chapter 19 will end with a set of exercises that will help you review the material that was covered in the chapter. As noted earlier, these exercises... The answer to these exercises can be found near the end of the book in Appendix D. For example, here is a set of exercises, but don't look for any answers for these because these are the kinds of on-your-own answers. Each question and answer highly tied to your own experiences. Interview someone who uses statistics. No. We hope you are part of a study group, or if that is... No. Search through your local newspaper and find the results of a survey or interview about any topic. Summarize the results. Go to a library. Find 5 websites that contain data on any topic. And the big extra credit assignment is to find someone who actually uses SPSS for daily data analysis needs. So how do I download SPSS? Let's see. I'm supposed to be able to have it for free. Please visit the site to download the software. Haha! Login Sie innen. Academic. Please select the academic. Click on the link for... Okay. Academic students. Okay. Commuter license and not include. So I click on this. Click on Macintosh installer. This might be kind of cool. Allow. Well, that's a big boy file. That's going to take a couple of minutes. All right. How to extend code here in. Okay. So, next thing on my list of things to read today is page 103 to 105. So why would... Okay. So it wants me to read 103 to 105 and then 30, 33. auspices. Okay. I'm going to read, because the book said to read in order, I'm going to read in order instead of what the syllabus wants me to do. When to use what measure of central tendency, and all you need to know about scales of measurement for now. Which measure of central tendency you use depends on certain characteristics of the data you are working with, specifically the scale of measurement at which those data occur. And that scale or level dictates the specific measure of central tendencies you will use. But let's step back for just a minute and make sure we have some vocabulary straight, beginning with the idea of what measurement is. Measurement is the assignment of values to outcomes following a set of rules. Simple. The results are the different scales we'll define in a moment, and an outcome is anything we are interested in measuring, such as hair color, gender, test scores, or height. These scales of measurement, or rules, are the particular level at which outcomes are observed. Each level has a particular set of characteristics, and scales of measurement come in 4 flavors: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Let's move on to a brief discussion and examples of the 4 scales of measurement, and then discuss how these levels of scales fit with the different measures of central tendency discussed earlier. Why did I not read that? Maybe that'll be in the lecture material. I don't know. Anyway, arose by any other name, the nominal level of measurement. The nominal level of measurement is defined by the characteristics of an outcome that fit into one or only one class category. For example, gender can be a nominal variable, female and male, as can ethnicity, Caucasian or African American, as can political affiliation, Republican, Democrat, or Independent. Nominal level variables are names, nominal in Latin, and the nominal level is the least precise level of measurement. Nominal levels of measurement have categories that are mutually exclusive. For example, political affiliation cannot be both Republican and Democrat. An order is fine with me, the ordinal level of measurement. The ord in ordinal level of measurement stands for order. And the characteristic thing of things being measured here is that they are ordered. Perfect example is a rank of candidates for a job. If we know that Russ is ranked number 1, Marquez is ranked 2, and Hannah is ranked 3, then this is an ordinal arrangement. We have no idea how much higher on the scale Russ is relative to Marquez than Marquez is relative to Hannah. We just know that it's better to be 1 than 2 than 3, but not by how much. 1 + 1 = 2, the interval level of measurement. Now we're getting somewhere. When we talk about the interval level of measurement, a test or an assessment tool is based on some underlying continuum such that we can talk about how much more a higher performance is than a lesser one. For example, if you get 10 words correct in a vocabulary test, that is 5 more than getting 5 words correct. A distinguishing characteristic of interval level scales is that the intervals or spaces or points along the scale are equal to one another. 10 words correct is 2 more than 8 correct, and 6 is 2 more than 4 correct. And it's not just the actual math that determines whether there are equal intervals, it is assumptions about the underlying concept being measured. If two more spelling words correct always represents two more units of spelling ability, whatever that means, then the measurement is at the interval level. Can anyone have nothing of anything? The ratio level of measurement. Well, here's a little conundrum for you. An assessment tool at the ratio level of measurement is characterized by the presence of an absolute zero on the scale. What that zero means is the absence of any of the trait that is being measured. The conundrum? Are there outcomes we measure where it is possible to have nothing of what is being measured? In some disciplines, that can be the case. For example, in the physical and biological sciences, you can have the absence of a characteristic, such as an absolute zero, no molecular movement, or zero light. In the social and behavioral sciences, it's a bit harder. Even if you score 0 on that spelling test or miss every item of an intelligence test, written in Martian, that does not mean that you have no spelling ability or no intelligence, right? In some, these scales of measurement or rules represent particular levels at which outcomes are measured. And in some, we can find the following. Any outcome can be assigned to 1 or 4 levels of measurement. Levels of measurement have an order, from the least precise being nominal to the most precise being ratio. The higher up the scale of measurement, the more precise the data being collected, and the more detailed and informative the data are. It may be enough to know that some people are rich and some are poor, and that's a nominal or categorical distinction, but it's much better to know exactly how much money they make, ratio. We can always make the rich versus poor distinction if we want to once we have all the information. Finally, the more precise scales contain all the qualities of the scales below for them. For example, the interval scale does the interval scale includes the characteristics of the ordinal and nominal scales. If you know that the Cubs' batting average is .350, you know it is better than that of the Tigers, who hit .250 by 100 points. But you also know that the Cubs are better than the Tigers, but not by how much, and that the Cubs are different from the Tigers, but there's no direction to the difference. Sports metaphor go over my head. Okay, so we've defined the measurement and discussed 3 different measurements of central tendency and given you good examples of each, but the most important question remains unanswered. That is, when do you use which measure? In general, which measure of central tendency you use depends on the type of data that you are describing, which in turn means at what level of measurement that data occur. Unquestionably, the measure of central tendency for qualitative, categorical, or nominal data, such as racial group, eye color, income bracket, voting preference, and neighborhood location, can be described using only mode. It is not meaningful to talk about the mean eye color in a classroom. For example, if you can't be interested in the most central measure that describes which political affiliation is most predominant in a group and use the mean, what in the world could you conclude that everyone is half Republican? Either saying that out of 300 people, almost half, 140, are independent seems to be the best way to describe the value of this variable. In general, the median and the mean are best used with quantitative data such as height, income level in dollars, not categories, age, test scores, reaction time, and a number of hours completed towards a degree. It is also fair to say that the mean is a more precise measure than the median, and the median is a more precise measure than the mode. The best strategy then, if you are measuring at a high level such as interval or ratio, is to use the mean. And indeed, the mean is the most often used measure of central tendency. However, we do have occasions when the mean would not be appropriate as a measure of central tendency. For example, when we have categorical or nominal data, such as hospitalized versus non-hospitalized people, then we use the mode. Here is a set of 3 guidelines that may be of some help, and remember, there can always be exceptions. 1. Use the mode when the data are categorical, nominal in nature, and the people or things can fit into only one class, such as hair color, political affiliation, neighborhood location, and religion. When this is the case, these categories are called mutually exclusive. Okay. Use the median when you have extreme scores and you don't want an average that is misleading, such as when the variable of interest is income expressed in dollars. Finally, use the mean when you have data. Hi. Winnie. Do you want attention? Use the mean when you have data that does not include extreme scores and are not categorical, such as the numerical score on a test or the number of seconds it takes to swim 50 meters. Okay, I think that's all they want us to read for that. And then 103. I think I'm going to save that for another day. And now we will move. I'll put it over here. Hi, Winnie. We'll move to the shopping portion. And I think we are basically going to shop for chairs today. Winnie is being annoying, and Winnie would like to sit on me. I would like to make that happen without having to squeeze my legs together. I think what we need is a chair where it comes out way past where a normal chair does for the thigh support. Because like right now, first of all, yeah, it would be better if where my butt goes, if it went uphill on the way to my thighs. That would help Winnie stay put. Let me move my mouse, because you're not going to be helpful. Say hi, Winnie. Say hello, Winnie. Oh, I know you're a neglected kitty. Oh, wait, we need to get our B-cam set up. Here's our B-cam. There we go. Now we have a Winnie cam. Now maybe we should aim it a little more toward. So, oh yeah, that's a way better angle. I like that angle. Okay, no more reading on stream because now we have the perfect angle. I don't want to move it again. What do you think, Winnie? Yeah, no, we like this. Neglected. Winnie's a neglected kitty. All right. This. Close. Oh wait, we need to install. We need to install the SPSS software. Agree. Continue. Continue. Oh, wait. Take up 1.41 gigabytes. Goodness, let's see if our stream crashes while my computer's installing something. I think it'll be all right. Dang. You're currently licensed. No license found. I would like to add an authorized user license. Enter code. Copy. Next. Authorization successful. Hello, Winnie. Next. Hey, get out of there. Okay. Oh. Let's launch it and see what happens. Okay. I don't know how to show you what this looks like right now, but let's do... Oh, no, we don't want that. Whoops. We want this. but studio mode. And for this, I would like to do doesn't give me the option that I'm looking for. Properties. Yeah, I can't show you what it looks like. It looks like Excel. That's the moral of the story here. It looks like Excel. Can I go to Pcam by hitting... I don't like studio mode. I see the benefit of it, but no. There's Winnie. Excuse me. All right. So I installed that software. Minimize. Let's close that for now. That's sort of terrifying. All right. Now we want this. Let's start with. Okay. So we're going to start by looking for a table. Would that be under furniture? Tables and desks. She told me she would like a white table, desks and computer desks, I guess. We don't want a desk and chair set. Oh. She would like having these drawers. But the drawers will get in the way of what I want to... Because remember, I want to mount stuff to the front of it. Can I sort by... Oh, I can sort by size. Let me take a look at this one. Hey, don't eat my cables. Ooh, cable management. But that means I can't mount something to the back of it either, right? Yeah, here's the back. It looks like okay, so the mounting on this seems to not be an option. Which is a shame, because she would like the drawers. $59 inches. Can we just go with something like 63? Just a straight up friggin' table, man. With little hooky hooks. 61 is 29.5 inches tall. I'm gonna have to measure. Let's get to the good stuff. We gotta do chairs. And when I think chairs, I think stables. Products. I am gonna have to play with her. I feel bad. All right. This, we want furniture. We want, I guess, office chairs. I guess. And we're going to sort. I want to sort from price high to low because I want the best friggin' chair. Oh, maybe not that good. Whoa. Is that a friggin' recliner? Ugh. Get a load of this thing. Can I not click on it? I cannot click on it. All right, Staples is crap. I don't know anything about this realm of chairs. So I would like something that doesn't look like a freaking gamer chair. $58,000 reviews. Could these pictures be any freaking smaller? The design is pretty and fashionable. Shaping sponge? Does it... knee tilt, rock back and forth between 90 and 180 degrees. Seat height adjustment. I want something with bottom cushion adjustment. Okay, seat depth, 20.5 inches. I feel like that's bigger, but let's keep shopping here. I feel like the way to go would be looking at Short Circuit from LTT, because they've done some chair reviews. And I'm not seeing... Let's go about Razer. Okay, so Amazon doesn't sell Razer. Oh, wait. Ergonomic lumbar support. Let's get a picture. Bigger, please. Oh my. .4D adjustable arms. Not telling me. The seat size. I don't want something that looks like a freaking race car. Oh, I just realized you can't see my mouse. Oh. What is this? Continuous unit, back reclines, footrest, operates independently. Built-in cup holder, left arm, removable side pouch, swivels, segment padded pedestal base, sturdy support. Can this be used as a computer desk? Or is that just silly? What? Yeah. I need to watch some chair reviews, I think. Amazon doesn't have, and I don't know where to look other than Amazon. I don't want something that looks like a gamer chair because I'm not a gamer and I don't like the look. I don't like the aesthetic. But I don't. Oh, hold up. Chair with massage. You have my attention. With footrest. Retro leather. Ah. That's not really... Massage lumbar. Arms are not adjustable. Seat depth, okay, 22.5. The other one was what, 20.5 or just it was less than 21, so this has a deeper seat. Seat width is only 16 inches. That seems narrow to me. It says massage. I need more information about the massage. Tell me more about the massage.
This chair has a 350-pound capacity limit, and it has a very wide space here and very comfortable. Let's look at the leather here. Downix claims this is Downix's prime carbon fiber leather. Just look at that beautiful texture right there. They claim it lasts better than just regular PU leather, but only time will tell. So I'll try to give you guys an update in the future here on this and see how this chair performs. But in the meantime, let's just adore its beauty and how new and fresh it looks. There goes your straps here for the lumbar support. Pillow. Here you got your massage chair for the USB for the lumbar. I'll plug that in just a second to show you guys. One of the cool features of this chair is the 170-degree tilting angle. You can adjust it all the way back and just take a nap. That's the cool feature. There's so many different angles you can choose, you're bound to like one of them.
Seems like you would
With
fall
your
backwards.
Free lock. And this is how you tilt up and down. Let's look at your tension bar. Here towards the bottom. And then you got your footrest, which tilts out real easy like that. Overall, it's a solidly built chair. The sliders, mechanisms here, they all feel rock solid. Only time will be able to tell how this chair holds up. Now let's take a look at this beautiful Downex chair. Just look at the material and craftsmanship.
We already looked at that. I mean the massage.
The chair.
How does the massage work?
Look at your armrest. Look at the quality on it. Look at the stitching. FYI, this is taken on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, 4K at 30 frames per second. Just look at that quality on this camera.
The Dewings LS6689 series chair features with a full-length backrest reclining function that allows you to recline up to 165 degrees, perfect for you to rest during games. To adjust the backrest recline angle, fully lift the recline lever on the right side of the chair and lean back gently until the backrest reaches your desired angle. Before lifting the lever, do not apply any backwards force to the backrest, as this might cause structural damage to the chair. Slowly return the lever to lock the angle lock. The Dewings patented linkage armrests recline together with the backrest, which provides better support for your arms even in a laying down position. Pull the straps to adjust the lumbar support to the best desired position. The head pillow, designed for better neck support, is filled with fine memory foam. Adjust the head pillow by the straps. Adjust the seat height according to your body type by pulling the seat lifting lever located at the right side of the chair. When raising the seat, lift your hips and pull up the lever gently. Release your hand from the lever when the seat reaches your desired height. When lowering the seat, sit deeply in the center of the seat. Pull up the lever gently. Release your hand from the lever when the seat lowers to your desired height. The multi-tilt mechanism allows you to tilt the seat base freely. Adjust the multi-tilt mechanism to your preferences by turning the grip at the bottom of the seat. Turn the grip clockwise to strengthen the seat base movement. To weaken the movement, turn the grip counterclockwise. Slide the footrest out whenever you desire to.
So that would not work as lumbar support. That is exclusively, or not lumbar, thigh support. I don't want that. Well, that sucks. I want that. Oh, what is this? That looks like it has a little extra hump. Nah, never mind. I don't know. I'm kind of tuckered out, so I'm going to call it a day. If you stop by, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Turns out statistics kind of zapped me a little bit, even though it's probably the best statistics book and the easiest one to read. But I am pooped. So. I am going to, from my new camera angle, sign off, and yeah, I wear my pajama pants while I'm streaming because I want to be comfy. So again, thanks for stopping by. I don't know when I will stream again because tomorrow I will be at work during the morning, and my wife is off when I get home. So probably won't be a stream tomorrow or Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see how awake or not awake I am by then. We know how well reading goes after work. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. And I will see you next time.